This is the Power Platform Daily Brief for Monday, April 22nd, 2019. What you need to know about the Power Platform today in 10 minutes or less. I'm Joel Lindstrom. In our first story, Microsoft Dynamics 365 Online Release 48 is out this week. And the question on my mind is, what happened to Update 47? Last week was Update 46. So maybe they decide to skip 47 and go straight to 48. So smaller than Update 46 last week. There's a few things that are fixed. Incremental system-wide performance improvements. That's good. Some unexpected behavior is fixed, like the total amount section of the quote form did not automatically update when products were added. It sounds a lot like the opportunity issue from last week. Relevant search results differed between the classic UI and unified interface. Saw that one. The personal view of the unified client entity displayed far fewer records than another view. And an inserted email template appeared at the top of an email rather than the desired cursor position when using specific versions of Internet Explorer. Again, why are you using Internet Explorer? Repaired functionality. The Add Record Plus button was missing from Subgrid. An Add Member event did not appear in the audit logs when a record was added to the marking list. Which makes me wonder, why has Add Member had so many issues lately? It seems like there hasn't been a lot of changes to that, but maybe that's going to the unified interface. No audit tab appeared when attempting to access it from notes records. Never known anybody to audit note records, but that's interesting. And then a few other error messages. Error occurred when users attempt to log into CRM. Error occurred when updating an entity property. Importing to Excel failed when an entity contained an alternate key. That's interesting. And an error occurred if JavaScript with form scripting was used when creating new opportunity records in Unified Client. So you'll be getting that update this week. Speaking of updates, have you received the April 2019 update yet? This weekend was when it was going out to Europe, Friday the 19th through Sunday the 21st. And then next weekend, people in North America will get it between Friday the 26th and Sunday, April 28th. If you have any questions about when that will be, I put a link in there in the show notes to the When Will I See the Update link. I want to highlight a new feature that's coming out in the April 2019 update. Actually, it's going to be a preview feature that's not yet there, but recently the documentation for it was published. So it's interesting. It's one of the things that I was really interested in the release notes, but we didn't really see a lot more detail. Now we've got the full documentation on it. And that's the simplified sales forecasting. So what is forecasting? Forecasting is in your pipeline. So far we have opportunities, but just looking at a list of opportunities doesn't really give us an idea of what the forecast should be. So what forecasting is it's going to let you categorize your opportunities based on a number of different things. Low confidence, best case, committed, and omitted. And omitted will be excluded from the forecast. And from that, it's going to build a forecast based on whatever time period you specify. It could be month, could be quarter, whatever. And so then you'll be able to view the forecast and view your forecast by period. And from that, you'll be able to get a good idea of what your committed versus best case is. So really something that's been missing a long time. And a couple of really cool things about it are it lets you, it rolls up by hierarchy. So for example, a sales manager with 5 people reporting to him or her, you can see the roll up of the forecast for himself and 5 direct reports. And you can see the underlying opportunities in the forecast. And here's something that sales managers are really going to like. You're going to be able to adjust the forecast. So while reviewing the forecast, there can be a need to make adjustments without directly impacting the participating opportunities. So if a sales manager looks at one and sees one that is $50,000 and you think it's going to be $75,000, you can adjust that without making changes to the parent record. And there's a way to refresh the forecast values if underlying data has changed and you want to refresh it, you can, from the top level of the forecast record, you can click recalculate, and that means the roll-ups are recalculated, any forecast metric or roll-up query changes are considered, any other changes impacting the forecast, excluding the hierarchy changes, are refreshed. So, and it doesn't change values that were manually adjusted. So, sounds really good. I'm interested to get my hands on it, but that's something that people have asked for years, and it's cool to see that it's actually going to be a feature now. Finally, let's talk about some of the new connectors for the Power Platform. There's been 5 new connectors this week since last week, or since our last update about this anyway. First one is Microsoft Translate service has a version 2. And so if you want to translate text in your flows or your Power Apps, you can translate from one language to another. So that's useful. There's a couple other. There's a new blockchain. There's a IT service management Easy Vista connector. And then one I wanted to call out was PDF for Me. This is a connector that gives you all the functionalities around PDF. You can convert, merge, split, make PDF A compatible, optimize, protect, unlocked, do OCR, create watermarks, get thumbnails, rotate, and attach barcodes. So if you need to convert to a PDF, this would be worth considering. Now, this is a premium connector, so you do need to subscribe to the service. So I've got an interesting idea that I'm going to be trying out as soon as we have the updates to Flow. And that is, since Flow can trigger actions in Dynamics with the update, interesting idea I had in mind was a way to overcome the shortcoming of being able to bulk generate document templates. So if you don't know, there's an action to create a document which currently attaches it to a note. Well, let's say you want to do that in bulk for multiple records, and you want to convert to a PDF and put them all in a folder. Well, now you'll be able to do that. That's the biggest gap with mail merge versus document templates in Dynamics. And so the fact we can call an action when we have this update, and now we've got services like PDF for Me that can create PDFs, I see the day coming where people will be adopting document templates in a much wider manner because they'll be able to use services like Flow to bulk generate them, and then you will be able to move them or store them in a folder like in OneDrive or SharePoint or something like that. So interesting to see these services and really making Flow a real viable solution for document generation. So a lot of things going on to start the week off. Hope you had a good long weekend. If you had a holiday this last weekend, back to work, power on.